Welcome to my chemistry channel, Short and Sweet in Chemistry BL Das. I also welcome the topic distinction between pair of organic compounds class 12, and that's at part 2, the chapter 2, alcohol, phenol and ethers. Now I told also before in the chapter haloalkane and haloarenes. In reactions you will observe what are the most important reaction which can be practically visible by the color of the precipitate, by the color of the solution and by the different type of effervescence if takes place. Now if any color appears, then you can observe, we can say that yes, it is the test of this one, this compound. Like this, here I observe some tip points, and here also I want to explain some tip points where you can see how can we say distinction of between pair of organic compounds alcohol, phenol and ether easily. Now see the first point. First tip point, we should know ethyl alcohol and isopropyl alcohol, they give iodoform test. What is meaning? Ethyl alcohol and isopropyl alcohol. In haloalkane and haloarene, I told primary alcohols, they are not giving iodoform test. Actually here ethyl alcohol, though it is a primary, but it will give iodoform test. Similarly, isopropyl alcohol also give iodoform test. That means you should remember ethyl alcohol and isopropyl alcohol will give iodoform test. That iodoform, the color is yellow precipitate. So easily we can identify the compound, yes, it is ethyl alcohol, that is ethanol, it is isopropyl alcohol, that is 2-propanol or propan 2-ol. Now the reaction, here see this is ethyl alcohol or ethanol, and you will take sodium hydroxide and iodine and it gives iodoform. That iodoform formula, what is that one I told before also? CHI3 iodoform. Iodoform means yellow precipitate. And here HCOONA, what is the name? Sodium formate, and NaI, sodium iodide. That means when ethanol is treated with sodium hydroxide solution and iodine, and it gives that one iodoform, the formula CHI3, the color is yellow precipitate. Similarly, isopropyl alcohol, that is a secondary alcohol sure, and what is the name, IPS name, 2-propanol. If 2-propanol is treated with sodium hydroxide and iodine, what happens? It gives also iodoform CHI3, the color is yellow, and what is the byproduct? That is CH3COONA. What is CH3COONA? Sodium acetate and NaI. That means here we should remember ethyl alcohol and isopropyl alcohol, they are giving iodoform test, easily we can identify by the color of the precipitate. Whereas phenol does not give iodoform test. Phenol, that means phenol will not give any iodoform test. That means you should remember phenol will never give iodoform test. Then example 1, the distinction one I told here, ethanol, what is the formula? CH3CH2OH, and methanol, what is the formula? CH3OH. Now see, we know before here the tip point 1 that ethanol will give iodoform test. So what happened? The question itself is ethanol and methanol. That is why you can say ethanol will give iodoform test, whereas methanol does not give any iodoform test. So that is why you will show by the reaction, same as I told before, CH3CH2OH, NaOH I2 gives CHI3, the color is yellow precipitate, that is iodoform. Whereas you should write, but methanol does not give this test, otherwise you can't distinguish. Where which test is possible, you write, color you should write, and after that you should mention that other one will not give or does not give this test. Then second question, second example, 1-propanol and 2-propanol. 1 propanol is a primary alcohol, 2 propanol is a secondary alcohol, but it consists of 3 carbon atoms. It is not 2 carbon, that is ethanol. One is propanol, 1 propanol, that is primary alcohol, and another one is 2 propanol, the secondary alcohol. Now I told also here isopropyl alcohol, that is 2 propanol, that will give iodoform test, color is yellow. That is why you will show here isopropyl alcohol I2NaOH, it gives that one CHI3, that is color is yellow, and other ones are byproducts. Then here again you will write, but 1 propanol does not give this test, otherwise it has no meaning. First you will see what a compound will give what type of test, that visibility test, color, and references you will write. And second one you will write the other question that does not give this test. Okay, you will see. Now we will see tip point 2. Tip point 2, alcohol gives red color with ceric ammonium nitrate solution. Here alcohol gives red color with ceric ammonium nitrate solution. So what happens here? It gives red color complex. That means ceric ammonium nitrate with the alcohol, any type of alcohol, primary, secondary or tertiary, it gives red color complex. So one can easily identify this is alcohol if it treated with ceric ammonium nitrate solution. Then phenol gives violet color with neutral ferric chloride solution. If phenol is treated with neutral ferric chloride solution, or you can say ferric chloride solution is added to phenol, then it gives violet color. That is very important, because by its color it can be known that it is a phenol. So here you will take phenol and ferric chloride, neutral ferric chloride solution, it gives violet color. Next is benzyl alcohol never gives any iodoform test. Benzyl alcohol, remember, if any distinction comes with benzyl alcohol, then here if other compound can give iodoform test, and here you can say it does not give iodoform test. Suppose ethyl alcohol and benzyl alcohol. Ethyl alcohol and benzyl alcohol, that means we know ethyl alcohol will give iodoform test, whereas benzyl alcohol does not give iodoform test. So this is very important question, ethyl alcohol and benzyl alcohol. Phenol with bromine water, that is also very important test, because it will give white precipitate. When phenol is treated with bromine water, then what happens? It gives a white precipitate. That is also one important test for phenol. So you will see example 3 where phenol and 1-butanol, that means simply phenol and simply 1-butanol. Then here you can say phenol gives violet color with neutral ferric chloride solution, or you can say with bromine water it gives white precipitate, whereas 1-butanol does not give this test. So again see, phenol gives violet color with your neutral ferric chloride solution, or you can say white precipitate with your bromine water solution. So it is important test for phenol, and whereas 1-butanol does not give these two tests, either it is with with neutral ferric chloride solution or with bromine water solution. Instead of that, you can write here it is a butanol, that is an alcohol, and it is phenol. So I told also alcohol gives red color with ceric ammonium nitrate. Oppositely, you can write 1-butanol, this is alcohol, when treated with ceric ammonium nitrate, it gives the red color compound complex. Whereas phenol will not react with this ceric ammonium nitrate, that it can never give a red color precipitate. It is your choice. If you know the reaction, if you know the color, if you know the precipitate, immediately you think yourself and write the answer. That means I want to say 1-butanol, you can write it react to ceric ammonium nitrate and gives red color complex, and this side you write phenol does not give this test, or you can write just like what I have written, phenol react with neutral ferric solution, it gives violet color, or you can write here white precipitate with bromine water. It is your choice. Then example 4, propan-1-ol and methoxyethane. What is methoxyethane? That is an ether. Formula CH3OC2H5, and this side propan-1-ol, that means it is an alcohol. It is an alcohol, and this side it is an ether. So you can distinguish easily by the help of ceric ammonium nitrate solution, because here propanol, since it is an alcohol, it gives red color with ceric ammonium nitrate, whereas methoxymethane is an ether, it will never react with your ceric ammonium nitrate solution. So lastly you write, but methoxymethane does not give this test. Always remember, first write what is the test possible, what is the test you know very well with color and precipitate, and after that reaction if you know, okay, then after that you write the other compound does not give this test. Now come to tip point 6. What is that? Lucas test. This Lucas test is very helpful to distinguish between primary, secondary and tertiary alcohol. Then what is that Lucas test? Lucas test means here the reagent that is called Lucas reagent. Lucas reagent, that is mixture of concentrated hydrochloric acid and anhydrous zinc chloride. What is the Lucas reagent? Anhydrous zinc chloride and concentrated hydrochloric acid. When Lucas reagent is treated with any alcohol, whether primary, secondary or tertiary, what it will produce? It will produce alkyl halide. If primary alcohol react with the Lucas reagent, it will give the primary alkyl halide. If the secondary alcohol react with the Lucas reagent, it will give secondary alkyl halide. Similarly, tertiary alcohol gives the tertiary alkyl halide. Then what is difference between these three halides? Halide, that is primary halide, secondary halide and tertiary halide. Actually, alkyl halide which is produced, that is one type of turbidity nature. Turbidity means cloudy nature. But one thing, primary alkyl halide, how it is produced, when will the cloudiness appear? Similarly, secondary, what is the time required, and tertiary, what is the time required to produce the turbidity, that is alkyl halide. Now see here, if it is primary alcohol, if you are treating with Lucas reagent, that is hydrochloric acid and zinc chloride anhydrous, then what happens? It gives primary alkyl halide. What it is written here? No turbidity at room temperature. Ordinary, you can't find the turbidity. That means you will appears on heating, you will heat it. You will heat it, then only turbidity appears. This is primary alkyl halide. That means if it requires on heating, that means it indicates that is primary alcohol. Similarly, secondary alcohol gives the secondary alkyl halide. That means here you see the turbidity appears in about 5 minutes. Within 5 minutes, the cloudiness appears or turbidity appears. Then you can say, yes, it is secondary alcohol. If it is tertiary alcohol, it gives tertiary alkyl halide. When it is tertiary alcohol, when it produces the tertiary alkyl halide, immediately the turbidity appears. Immediately, that means within 1 second, 2 seconds, it appears cloudiness or turbidity. That means primary alcohols required on heating to produce turbidity, and secondary alcohol requires about 5 minutes to produce turbidity, whereas tertiary alcohol gives turbidity within 1 to 2 seconds, or you can say turbidity appears immediately, and this is the main difference. By the use of Lucas test you can say which one is primary alcohol, which one is secondary, and which one is tertiary alcohol. Again see, Lucas test for the distinction, it is very helpful for the distinction of primary, secondary and tertiary alcohol. And Lucas reagent mixture of concentrated hydrochloric acid and anhydrous zinc chloride, and when you treat this that means Lucas reagent with primary alcohol, here on heating only a turbidity appears. When the secondary alcohol treated with the Lucas reagent, and here it gives turbidity, but will wait for 5 minutes, within 5 minutes it will give the cloudiness, that is turbidity. And tertiary alcohol which gives turbidity immediately within 2-3 seconds, it will give turbidity, that is cloudiness. It indicates this is tertiary alcohol. We will see next different type of examples how to distinguish between primary, secondary, or secondary, tertiary, or primary, tertiary alcohols. Now we will see the example 5. Here the Lucas test is applied. I told Lucas test is only applicable where we can distinguish between primary and secondary, secondary and tertiary, or primary and tertiary. I told in Lucas test, when you treat concentrated hydrochloric acid and anhydrous zinc chloride, the primary alcohol gives primary alkyl halide which gives turbidity on heating. Secondary alcohol gives secondary alkyl halide which on after 5 minutes or within 5 minutes it gives turbidity, whereas tertiary butyl alcohol gives turbidity immediately. So here 5 number example you can see 1 propanol and 2 methyl 2 propanol. What is 1 propanol? That is a primary alcohol. Primary alcohol having propanol means 3 carbon atoms, so it is primary alcohol with concentrated hydrochloric acid and anhydrous zinc chloride, that is Lucas test. Here it gives CH3 CH2 CH2 Cl, that is 1 chloropropane, which one the turbidity only possible on heating. Similarly, second question 2 methyl 2 propanol, which is a tertiary one, there is a tertiary alcohol on the reagent, that is Lucas reagent. If you treat Lucas reagent, it gives the 2 methyl 2 chloropropane, that is a tertiary alkyl halide. Here turbidity immediately. That means when you see these two examples, we know this one is a primary alcohol, this is an tertiary alcohol. Now how can you distinguish between two? By the Lucas test. Primary alcohol gives turbidity on heating, tertiary alcohol gives turbidity immediately. Now here question, the example 6, 2-butanol and 2-methyl 2-propanol. Here 2-butanol means secondary alcohol, 2-methyl 2-propanol means tertiary alcohol. Here 2-butanol, the formula CH3CH2CH2 CHOH Now you can see OH attached to the CH group, that is secondary position, secondary carbon, and here 2-methyl 2-propanol, which is a tertiary alcohol. Now secondary alcohol also on treating with Lucas test or Lucas reagent, it gives the secondary alkyl halide with the turbidity in about 5 minutes. The turbidity produced within 5 minutes. So here tertiary alcohol, again see the before as here it gives turbidity immediately. Here it gives a tertiary alkyl halide which gives immediately turbidity. So you can differentiate between secondary and tertiary, primary and tertiary. Similarly also primary and secondary. Primary on heating it will produce turbidity, and secondary within 5 minutes or in about 5 minutes turbidity will be produced. I hope this chapter alcohol, phenol, ether, the distinction, how can we distinguish by the specific property, it is clear to you, and I hope you will like, share and subscribe my channel. Thank you all.